Hi, my name is Toro Dragan from Apple. I am here today with Ray Grainger, CEO and founder at Mavenlink. As you may know, Apple gives AppAwards to the applications with the best features in the world. Today, I am happy to announce that the winner of this award for the task management category is Mavenlink. Mr. Grainger, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you very much. We're honored to be given this award.
Can you tell us a bit more about yourself, your company, and your app?
Certainly. We started Mavenlink about 2.5 years ago. The current application has been live and out on the web for approximately 18 months, and we built it just with the recognition that service providers who are working with their clients are working from all over the world and needed a better collaboration capability to work with those clients from anywhere they existed, and actually follow along the lines of a business process from proposal all the way through any type of project, including application development and testing, all the way through the full life cycle. So we're built on a Ruby on Rails platform. People like the interface. They think that it's very user-friendly. And when you're inviting people from all over the world into an online experience to work with, it needs to be just dead simple in its interaction. There can't be training involved. They just need to be able to start and be able to work with it, and that's one of the high marks that we also get from our user base.
Okay. Any other things that set your app apart?
Well, I think one of the key things is in addition to executing a project all the way through, testing and delivery of a system, we also offer a commercial component, meaning that a lot of times in these types of projects, there are many subcontractors working with a particular service provider, and so we offer the ability to actually invoice and get paid for all the work in addition to an online workplace to deliver that work. Mm-hmm. And that makes us very unique in our market. The complete cycle all the way through getting paid.
Yeah. How did you get the inspiration for your app? So how did you start?
Well, when I spent 17 years in large-scale information technology integration with Accenture. I was with Accenture for 17 years. And what I recognized was a more efficient way in order to deliver systems integration types of projects with technology and collaboration tools, allowing people to work from anywhere in the world. And we just recognized that if people could be more efficient with their time and actually leverage more ad hoc subcontractor base in that work, that they could significantly lower the cost of delivery and run a more profitable business as a service provider and actually offer a better price to their customers as well. And so that was the foundation of Mavenlink.
Okay, so after you got this inspiration, you quit your job at Accenture and then started working solely on the app?
Well, to some extent. I actually had a brief period with a natural language search technology that was also part of the inspiration. It's both knowledge management and natural language search, which also helped us understand some of the requirements for knowledge management, search requirements, and that sort of thing. So with that knowledge plus the large experience with Accenture, that was the foundation for building Mavenlink.
And can you tell us a bit of the first steps that you undertook when you started working on Mavenlink? Well,
some of the things were just see if we understood the business problem that we were solving in the first place, and was it a large enough problem shared by hundreds of thousands of people, so it was getting some level of confirmation. And what we did with that is we developed an initial application. We got it out to the marketplace very quickly in a matter of about 3 months. So we went through about 3 months of high-level design and then built the application in 3 months and got it out to a marketplace of about 2,000 to 3,000 people for them to work with it and test and give us feedback on how it worked. And with that very rapid deployment and then getting the feedback, we were able to take all of that in, make the necessary adjustments to the application, which took about 6 months, and then broadly release it out to the marketplace. So we develop our application using agile development processes. We deploy new features every few days, and it allows us to be emergent with the software and take user feedback and develop it and deploy it quite rapidly.
Okay, so you first created the prototype, launched it out there, got the reply, and then created the final version, or that you are currently improving.
That's
And
correct. Correct.
do you have any plans for the future of the app? Like,
We
what are
do.
your plans for the future?
Certainly. One of the key things, if you look at the market that we're addressing, there's two dimensions to it. One is I'll call it a platform, or what we call the workplace dimension, which is just an online place for people to conduct business together,
Yeah.
including all the way through payments. But the other piece is a networking component. Oftentimes, businesses don't know who to go to for help, and then service providers also need to expand the network of people that they work with. And so now with getting to a critical mass of approximately 100,000 people in the system, we're able to help form these connections amongst people to broaden their networks and provide a broader service. And so that is something that we're expanding on now and over the next 6 months.
Oh, sounds very interesting. Thank you for the two-dimensional view. And any plans for the future of the company? Trying to develop new apps under the same umbrella, or creating, I don't know, a spawn of Mavenlink?
Well, probably not a spawn. We will continue to have this concept of a very broad-based application. We've recently released our API within the last month. Part of that integration was driven by connection into financial systems. For example, we're one of the launch partners with the Intuit Anywhere program, which mostly for U.S. Customers will be integration to QuickBooks, the accounting system. But we have a broad API that many people are using to build custom extension applications onto Mavenlink, as well as integrate to other applications. So we're going to take a very broad-based approach with the API, and now participate in partnerships to expand the usage and the kinds of things that people can do with Mavenlink.
Could you give us, or our users and readers, can you give some tips for them concerning starting their own company or creating their first web app? What should they do first? What are the tips and tricks of the trade?
Well, I think one of the key things is I've got a great set of co-founders with me. I co-founded Mavenlink with two others, individuals that I met at the software company that I was with. One is a deep engineer and technologist, and the other one wears a broad number of hats. He's an attorney, he's a marketing guy, he's a contracting person, so a good foundational team that covers enough breadth to actually go into business together. The other thing is what I mentioned earlier, which is develop something quickly and get it out to the marketplace and validate your initial hypothesis as to whether or not you're solving a big enough problem. With startups, you're going to go through multiple pivots of what you thought was the right approach. Then you're going to make a pivot until you find a good product market fit. And you need to hold back on the amount of paid marketing that you do until you understand, have you really got a product market fit with your initial application before you start spending any real money on marketing. Focus on product development, getting it out there as quickly as possible, getting the feedback and adjusting to a set of user requirements. I would certainly recommend using contract personnel to the extent you possibly can versus hiring people. There's a wealth of fabulous talent out there that you can engage from anywhere in the world on a just-in-time basis, and so you can keep your costs low and until you really get to product market fit, and then scale from there.
Okay, thank you for that insight and for those great advices. Can you tell us which web apps do you like to use yourself?
Well, I'll tell you, so we are a proponent of using, as I mentioned, a large array of contract personnel. Just as an aside to that, we get a lot of accolades for our user interface. Our user interface is developed by a graphics designer in San Francisco, and I've never met him. And so we use Mavenlink for everything we do. We engage every project. I don't care what kind of project it is. We use Mavenlink for everything, all the way through contracting and paying everybody that works with us. And so we use Mavenlink for a lot of things. In addition, we use other applications like MailChimp for our email campaigns. and for just user interaction on our newsletters and that kind of thing. We use Batchbook. Batchbook is by BatchBlue Software, and they're our CRM system.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually looking at doing some integration with Batchbook so that we have a CRM front end to Mavenlink. We use Zendesk for our customer support solution and our ticketing solution. And so that's a link on any page in Mavenlink. They can click that button and enter their support tickets. And then we use Snap Engage for our live chat service on our website. So we've used these other web apps to round out our operational systems within Mavenlink.
Do you have anybody you would like to thank for helping you win this award?
Well, I'll tell you, the one of our key partners is Google, and we participate in the Google Apps Marketplace. And what that's allowed us to do is get broad distribution of Mavenlink out to a worldwide audience very rapidly. And they've been the way that they've set up the system allows people to come in and instantly install Mavenlink in their Google Apps domain. We've integrated Google Apps within Mavenlink, and so that's given users a broad capability they can use, as well as Google distributing the application quite broadly, and so it can put Mavenlink in the hands of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so that's from a distribution and just being able to have people share the application, get it out there. That's been great. We also, one of our key development partners is Pivotal Labs in San Francisco, a group of top talented engineers that have been very instrumental in our success at providing good architecture, design ideas, and talented engineers on an as-needed basis. And so they've been really helpful to our success.
Yeah, that's great. Do you have any questions for us, for AppAppeal, or?
Yeah, I don't know that I've got any specific questions. What I would say is that I think AppAppeal is providing a great service to the marketplace, that with the explosion of web apps, people have hundreds and hundreds of choices in which to consider for business applications for their companies. And companies like yours provide an aggregation service, a rating service, so that people can go on and make good choices. And I think that that's an emerging business that is instrumental for companies as we make this big shift from the current systems they've been using on-premise software to cloud-based infrastructures and applications. And this is the kind of service that they're going to be needing in order to make good application choices.
Yeah, we feel the same. That's why we created the AppAppeal, and that's why we go to work every day. Thank you very much for your interview. Congratulations again on your award. We hope to hear more about Mavenlink in the future, and we wish you all the best.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, and look forward to great success with you and on our own as well. Thank you.